All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Rachak Wadash, double honors unto the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, whom I learned the truth from. Peace and salutations to the hopefully elect, shalom. And I just wanted to do, a quick hit lesson, something that's been on my spirit, for the last few days. But, hey, the spirit, has allowed me to get to it now. So, I'm going to go into it. But I want to kind of touch on, these so-called men bonnets, that I'm seeing, these men wear, all right? And I'm seeing I've been seeing a lot of Jake men wear 'em, to, protect their dreads or which dreads is unclean anyway. All right, and that shouldn't be so with our men, the men of our nation, man. You Negro, Latino, and Native American men. All right, this is going off. Okay, the bonnets are there's no such thing as a manly bonnet or a man bonnet, man. Hey, that's complete folly. All right, and we're gonna prove that. Let's go ahead and grab Isaiah 3:17, and it reads, "Therefore the Lord will smite with the scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion." All right, the daughters of Zion. Who are the daughters of Zion? The women. All right, the women of our nation, man. Okay, so that's who this is talking about. And the Lord Yahweh will discover their secret parts. All right, this is why women dress the way they dress. Okay, because that is a punishment, a curse from the Lord to have our women think, to dress like that, to have them think that, that's cute, all right, or that's the way, man. Okay, and it's not. Isaiah 3:18, "And that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet." All right, this is why, hey, the women today, they still wear those ankle bracelets, things of that nature, and their calls and their round tires like the moon. This is why women are heavy set. Isaiah 3:19, "Their chains and their bracelets and the mufflers." All right, there's why women they're all into that. Isaiah 3:20, "The bonnets." All right, so that's what I really want to get to. All right, you never read in the scriptures um, about men, the men of our nation wearing bonnets. You're not gonna find that in the scriptures, man. All right, that's Esau, the so-called white man, the wicked. He pushing that feminine, you know, vibration upon our men. All right, to create, these you got man purses. Okay, and now this whole, men bonnets. All right, is complete folly, man. And the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings. All right. So, hey, the bonnets, man. The bonnets are for the daughters of Zion. All right. You Israelite man, you ain't supposed to be looking like this dude right here. Okay, you ain't supposed to be wearing no goddamn man bonnet. This looks very effeminate, man. All right. This looks very effeminate. You ain't even supposed to be covering the crown of your head, man. Okay, really like that, man. All right, but you got guys calling themselves Israelites, preaching the word with fitted caps on, man, looking like complete fools. Okay, all right, and this is Deuteronomy 22:5, and this is the AI overview. So this is what AI has to say about Deuteronomy 22:5. The phrase "women shall not wear that which pertaineth to a man," okay, or vice versa, comes from the biblical book of Deuteronomy 22:5, Salakia, which is a commandment forbidding the wearing of clothing associated with the opposite sex. Okay, and like I said, there is no such thing as a man bonnet. Okay, bonnets belong to women. Okay, for you men out there. Interpretations vary. There is no interpretations vary. The scriptures mean what they mean, but some common perspectives include that it was a law, okay, specific to ancient Israel, okay, to you Israelites, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, that ended with the Mosaic law, that it was intended to prevent confusion, okay? The Lord is not, hey man, you so-called Christians, hey, and these so-called Christians who supposedly believe in the Bible, they don't have nothing to say. They wouldn't have anything to say about a man walking around with a bonnet on. All right, a Jake man can come to the church, all right, with a bonnet on his head. All right, and the from the pastor all the way on down, nobody would have nothing to say. Okay, but they believe in God. All right, but what does the scripture say? The Most High Yahweh, He is not the author of confusion and deception in society to prevent deception, man. Because you got a lot of men who are what do they get the sex changes and all that nonsense. Okay, they're wearing a bonnets, trying to thinking they're women. Okay, that's deception, man. That's witchcraft. Or that is served as a general principle for modesty and maintaining distinct gender roles. Okay, so the Lord is not, he's not with confusion, man. Okay, a man wearing a bonnet is confusion to Yahweh Bashimon Shai. All right, and the Lord ain't dealing with you, and ultimately he's gonna destroy you, man. In that spirit, man, because you may, a lot of you, especially you Jakes, man. Well, what's wrong with a man wearing a bonnet? What do you mean? What's wrong? It puts a vibration, puts a different spirit upon that man. Okay. All right, we want it off here. 1 Corinthians 14:33, and it reads, "For the Most High God Yahweh." Okay, that's the name of the Lord. It ain't God. Is not the author of confusion. All right, you so-called Christians, man. Let's read this again. For the Most High God Yahweh is not the author of confusion. The Lord doesn't deal with confusion. All right, the Lord, the Creator of heaven and earth, He's not going to confuse you. His word says what it says, man. Okay, you just have to have the understanding, but a peace. Okay, Esau, what he came to take peace from the earth. The Lord ain't dealing with the Lord is not finna save no goddamn Edomites, man. Okay, but a peace as in all the churches of the saints. All right, who are the saints? The Israelites. Okay, the Lord ain't dealing with no confusion, man. The Lord ain't dealing with no men putting on no bonnets on their head. I don't care what you say. All right, but with that, we'll close the lesson out. A little one that was edifying. Till next time, shalom.